quick and easy, short link, quick and dirty. Fucking so dirty. Ooh, it's so dirty. Podawful.tv. Oh. 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 Share it with your grandma. Grandmas love me.
Oh, she's such a nice little girl. What's her name?
That's a guy, Grandma.
Go die in a fire, old lady.
Oh, wait, am I allowed to play these? I gotta talk to my lawyer here. Hang on a second. Is this legal? Who owns this song? I'm just waiting for the beat to drop. Oh, fuck. Okay, you've got a minute. Get your Dr. Pepper, take a poop, talk to your grandma. She's going to be interested in this one, all right? So,
Give her a call. You don't call.
I gotta change this intro. It's too long. Is everybody cool if we just stop doing this? We just go direct. Let you know things have gone beautifully. We've talked money, we've talked stages, we've talked
I think
ads.
you girls are about to be very rich. It's going to be great.
It's going to be a wonderful, wonderful setup for everybody involved. And David's got a great thing to tell you about our new fan group and how you girls are going to interact with that. Go ahead, David. Tell them.
Yeah, so we've got this fan group that these guys have set up, and we just basically want to keep producing a whole bunch of content, keep fitting into it, and just keep on interacting with people and really building the brand, building interest and excitement towards the show, just to get a whole lot more people coming to Splendid this year. And the more kind of bright and exciting the content is, the better. But the more energy and interaction,
gotta get that energy.
The more valuable it's going to be for everybody.
It's going to be amazing.
Get flirty with the group. Get flirty with the guys in the group. Like, yeah, you know how to do.
And we've got the whole group doing it. Plus, I mean, it's the 6 piece, but we've got other girls as well that are in like the reserve banks that can all jump on board. Probably be 20 of us here to smash them. So.
Hey, maybe, you know what, David, I didn't even bring this up earlier, but maybe like we can get more members to the group. Like maybe we have other girls join the group at some point. Like we have a lot of talent.
Girls, girls, girls. Am I right? It was 1 month ago that we had Australia's biggest star and con man, David Otto, on the show. We pranked him. We made him think that he was going to have a big part in a huge Australian music festival and that he was going to make a ton of money. And the reason we were pranking this guy, what makes him a con man is, and again, everything I say on the show is allegedly. It's a comedy show. The reason we did this is because he's running a fucking sex cult. Oh my God, look out. Ah! Those aren't his girlfriends. Those are victims. Allegedly. So we pranked him. We made him feel bad. We told him we were going to build up this big Facebook group for him, get him all these fans. And we did make a Facebook group. And he did add his girls to the Facebook group. And things went a little weird. You know, we had a request for David. We wanted him to shave it. Listen. We are pretty sure that David wears his hair in a man bun to hide a bald spot, okay? So we wanted him to shave off all of his hair and go bald, and he agreed to do it. It's an insane prank. If you haven't seen it, this one's called Shark Prank 4.
Just on that, we did a little mock-up of what the house is going to look like in about a month.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
wow. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Hey, now
So
we're talking.
That's what Saturday afternoon at the band house is going to look like. So there'll be a live stream that looks like that.
That's
specifically at 4:30 p.m.
Specifically, well, yeah, and at 5 and 6, but definitely.
See, David, one of his scams is he tells these girls they're going to be famous. They're going to be in a band. He's going to teach them how to play instruments. Of course, none of that happens. But his other part of the scam is he wants to run like a giant resort, like a resort for wealthy people, an amazing tropical getaway. And instead, he threw together some pieces of cardboard on an island that did not belong to him, just a shack. And then he lured women into it who were so terrified they had to run for their lives. So this picture he's showing of himself surrounded by women at this tropical resort he's going to build is one of the silliest ideas you could possibly imagine. We exposed David more than he's ever been exposed before, and we actually found him originally from the news. He was a news goon, which is an amazing combination. I love both of those things, the news and goons. It turns out the news has goons now. So David was like a jackpot for me, and he was introduced to me by an Australian guy. You might know him. His name is, of course, Scott. Scott from Australia, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome.
Hello, everyone. G'day.
Scott, truly the engine behind that episode a month ago, and you sort of masterminded this, building him a fan page, this fan group on Facebook.
I knew that's what he would love. That would be his kryptonite.
You were right, and it was, and boy, did things go wrong. I mean... We're going to explain the whole thing. Scott, give him just a taste of what happened ever since, because this episode's all about the fallout of our prank of David Otto. Right.
So David, he was all in on the group. He got the girls into the group. He got the pages.
100%.
He was posting pictures of the girls in bikinis, doing fun things in there.
Yes.
It was truly.
I mean, every
crazy
girl,
stuff.
and by the way, the name of his band is Secret Love. So every girl, like the Ramones, it's like Johnny Ramone, Mickey Ramone,
Kelly Love, Sophie Love,
so Shelly Love, Kitty Love. They're all a girl, but they all had their profiles in there. They were all in bikinis. I mean, it was a swing.
They were talking to each other. I distinctively remember one of the conversations between, I believe it was Shelley and David. And Shelley was like, David, would you like a drink? And David said, yes, I would love a drink.
We got a peek behind the curtain of his Playboy lifestyle inside this group. And they also interacted with us, the fans, which was very cool, right? And then when the head shaving came, things took a turn for the worse. All of a sudden,
David forgot about the promises he made, and he was all about bringing back the scams, trying to get the money going again, trying to scam Scott out of money. Tonight's show is amazing. Not only is it the fallout of what happened after that episode, but we have exclusive interview with, I'm not kidding, one of David's victims. And we have an exclusive look at the contract that he makes these women sign, all in an effort to join his wicked, insipid, disgusting, horrific sex cult. Ladies and gentlemen, we got one, and it's going to be a good one. Scott, you ready?
I'm ready, buddy. Let's get it on.
Will you kick it into over? Wait a second. You're not. Where's your steering wheel? It's in the back.
Yeah.
Scott, while the intro plays, I'm going to need you to set up the steering wheel. We got to kick this one into overdrive. You know I can't do a show unless you're behind the steering. You're driving the episode.
Yeah, I brought Kim today. I thought that was enough.
I'm sorry, man. I need you to drive the episode. Go grab the steering wheel.
Run the episode.
I'll start the show. Let's go bully the internet. This is Pod Awful.
Pod Awful TV. Oh, y'all is doing it right. Pod Awful sucks, you faggot. Puss boy. You danger. You scam artist, douchebag. You're the worst. Motherfucker. You fucking little.
He's setting it up.
You're crazy. You're
Woo!
jackass. Pod Awful sucks. You know what? You're not funny. I want to really kick your ass. You're human trash.
My mom doesn't like it when I mention Pod Awful anymore.
The downfall of David Otto. Welcome his silly, sexy little sex cult. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Pod Awful. Welcome. I'm your host, Jesse. If you don't know me, I mean, are you even on the internet?
Me, Jesse.
I'm the internet's boyfriend. This is my boyfriend, Scott. What did you say, Scott?
They're here for me, man.
I love that the camera pans back over, and now you're behind the steering wheel. I did not set that up with you ahead of the show, right?
No.
I didn't tell you I was going to make you do this. I've been sitting here this whole time. Like, Scott and I have been on the phone with each other for about, 35 minutes now.
Yeah,
and
like
I
that.
didn't mention the wheel one time. I've been sitting here staring at that wheel in the background going, he better get that goddamn wheel. And
I mean, you need to have a wheel at the ready, whenever you need to just, do some drifting, you need a wheel.
You need a wheel. Let's check in with that chat room, see what they're saying in there about the wheels, Scott. We're live as we are every Sunday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, podawful.tv, live for free on Sundays. And, of course, in the Pizza Fund Wednesday and Friday. Wheel chat, they say, Jesse better have donated $300 to the ADL for that intro song. They were saying that stuff about me. I'm not saying that stuff. David deserves this. My mom watches Pod Awful now. She legit is watching now. I've had several people tell me recently, Scott, that moms are watching Pod Awful, grandmas are watching Pod Awful.
I'm getting messages all the time. Really old ladies.
It's weird, man. They're
Yeah.
saying you've got a sick whip. Vroom, vroom. Yeah. Pretty cool. All right. So I made Scott sit behind that the entire last episode with David
Wheel
Otto.
cuck. Yeah, I'm the wheel cuck.
I made you a wheel cuck. But I think it does make you look cooler. Like, even right now, while you got your hand up on there, well, that's not how you drive.
I mean, it's something to lean on. yeah.
And we all need
Nobody does that.
somebody. So, okay. Before we get into we got a ton of David Otto stuff. So much that, Scott has been perma-zucked from Facebook. And so it's going to be hard to remember everything that happened because we lost a lot of info before this show happened when Scott was perma-zucked. But before we get into the David Otto stuff, okay, it just as a nice little, we're just having fun. We're hanging out. We're having a good time. I know, Scott, your favorite goon, I think, is a guy named Dante the comedian. Is that right?
Yeah, I have plenty of favorite goons. Probably Ching Chang Chong is my favorite, to be clear.
Okay.
But Dante has a special place in my heart. I've put a lot of work into that one, and it feels good to get some get some reap some rewards from that goon. So,
yeah, I mean, really, the only person ever messaging me about Dante is Scott. And what makes you like Dante the comedian so much? We did a show about Dante last week. We did one about him 2 weeks ago. What makes you love Dante the comedian, the guy who is now having to defend himself because he represents rapist Ron Jeremy? What makes you love Dante so much?
Because he's a normal, he's a semi-normal guy. Like, if anybody introduced you to him, you think, oh, this is a normal guy. This is somebody I could have around for dinner or something.
Right.
He's not a goon in what people think of a goon. People want to, punch down. They want to pick on the retards, the fucking spurgs of the world.
They sure do.
I want to punch up.
People they love picking on retards. You heard it from Scott.
Yeah, but Dante's he's a bit trickier. He's like a semi-normal guy, and until I really honed in on him and spent a lot of time picking away at him, he looked normal enough to me as well. But he really started to show his colors in the last few months. He did all those videos of the tips, Dante's tips.
Yeah, he was doing comedy tips. He's doing comedy tips. He became a Black Lives Matter activist somehow.
He's smoking a lot of weed now.
He edited his own Wikipedia page. I mean,
it's just amazing.
You can smell a goon. You can smell a goon.
And I don't know if I mentioned this to you, but
what's that?
While so you've got a lawyer, Nick Rekieta is your lawyer,
of course. My lawyer,
Dante's
blackface
actually
lawyer.
my manager now.
Oh,
so
really?
if anybody has any problems, they can contact Dante. He's my representation.
Wow, very cool. You're part of Golden Artists Entertainment?
Part of the gay community.
You're part of the gay community. That's cool, Scott. Well, congratulations on being out. So Dante, last week, the reason we're talking about this, last week, if you missed it, in the Pizza Fund, I put out a preview, so you can go see free preview right now. In the Pizza Fund, we did this episode all about Ron Jeremy. You've probably heard the news. He's been arrested. He's being charged with at least 3 counts of rape. I think they're trying to get him on 4. It's looking bad. And Dante has been this man's friend for 30 years, even though I can't say what I was about to say.
To be fair, he's got a good record of getting people off. So I figure, who better to represent me?
Okay, very funny. So listen, Ron Jeremy, it's not looking good. Dante's life was melting around him last week. I can't say much about the episode. I have to bring this episode up, and we've got some follow-up stuff here on it. I have to bring it up because you got to see it, and I can't promote it properly. Like, in the preview, there's a part where I'm like, I need you to see what's going on, but I can't play the audio. Legally, I can't do it, okay? You need to see and hear this episode. Scott, I mean, without saying anything, tell them what I mean here.
Okay, there is one particular moment. There's the screenshots that you posted on Twitter. You screenshotted your reaction to a particular moment in that episode.
Yeah, and it's in the preview.
I think that encapsulates everything. I think we're all the same at home. Everyone that I've spoken to that has watched the episode says that particular moment is insane. It pays off completely.
I mean, a good 35 to 40 minutes of that episode is insane for a reason we can't talk about.
It's a big build-up.
But this moment where we confirm something and it's, man, you got to see this episode. Dante's losing it, and we unveil something. He's really losing it. And he must be, think about how bad he's losing it now, considering the fact that this is a real headline. Ron Jeremy, it says, video showing Ron Jeremy having sex with woman 87 who appears, and this is my favorite part, confused and lacking faculties investigated by cops. Listen, 87 was already a bridge too far. When they start saying that you're lacking faculties, that's bad.
I want my 87-year-olds lucid.
Yes. Yeah. There's no gilf who's out of it, you know? I want her in on, like, the thing that makes a gilf hot is that she wants it, man. That pussy
Yeah,
dried
she's
up.
talking to you about world wars and shit like that.
Yeah. I was a wing walker in World War II. They had me walk along the wing of the plane. Okay, Grandma, you want to suck this cock? I sure do. You know, her pussy dried up 20 years ago, and she's just dying for it. You know, that's what makes a gilf hot.
You don't want her confused about where she is,
No.
asking for her medicine.
You wouldn't fuck Joe Biden, would you, unless you were a kid? A little boy?
Yeah, you want to fucking Obama. He's right in the moment.
Well, same kind of thing. Moloch, you know. Okay, so I just thought that was so funny. Like, how bad do you think Dante must be freaking out when this headline comes out? Because
I believe Dante was there while he was fucking her.
I
think he was behind the camera.
100%, and this is just our beliefs, I 100% believe Dante was present for all of the rapes. He claims, in the episode, by the way, you can hear him claim this, he claims he didn't know nothing about nothing. Anything Ron's been accused of before, he could prove it's not real, but these he wasn't there for. He says he's not friends with Ron Jeremy, despite the fact that we have mountains of evidence against that.
Proof of this, but allegedly it was actually Dante's mother.
Oh no! It wait.
Allegedly, I don't have.
Of course,
I
zero
have no
proof.
of this.
Just throwing it out there. Didn't Dante say he takes care of like an invalid parent of his or something?
That's his father-in-law.
How do you think?
So it might be his own mother or his mother-in-law.
How do you
I'm
think his mother
rest
passed?
her soul? You know, like she's probably dead now.
His mother passed because the hedgehog got to her, man.
Just ripped her from the inside.
Yeah, they call him that. They call him that because of how fast he does it. You know, he's got to go fast. All right, so there you go. There's the Dante stuff. I couldn't let this one go. There's other things I would love to update you on, but we got so much David Otto. So I mean, it turns out Steven Crowder's wife is in a wheelchair and paralyzed. That might be why they can't have kids. Also,
I think Ron Jeremy fucked her too and put her in the wheelchair.
There's also a video. I wanted to play this video for you guys, but then fucking Revenge of the Sis beat me to it, so it seems a little shaky to do this. But he put out a new Change My Mind video, and he's like just talking to this black 19-year-old kid the entire time, and he's checking the kid out. Like, he hits on the kid openly multiple times in the video. Asks like, oh, he goes, "Oh, you work out, don't you?" I'm not kidding. That really happens. He's just straight up being a gay guy on camera. Now, I think he's just like, finally, I'm outside again.
Yeah, leaning into it. You know?
He might be leaning into it. I don't know. But then ROTC covered it, and then Mersh tweeted to the black kid, and he's like, "Did you guys have sex?" And the kid said yes. So I'm guessing, here's the thing. I'm going to spoil it for Mersh now. I'm guessing when Mersh comes back to doing shows, you know, because he's got the weekend off. He works hard. He's probably going to talk about this and go, "I confirmed that they had to." I messaged the kid after that, and I said, "Do you know who this guy is or anything?" He's like, "No, I'm just trolling him. Nothing happened. I've never talked to Steven again." And I was like, okay, that's what I thought. So there you go. Mersh's confirmation. Like, if this happened to me, if I asked the kid and he said that, we'd make it the biggest deal, and I'd be like, "It's 100% true. Steven Crowder is a gay guy. I'm sorry, it's incontrovertible evidence. I'm not even saying it allegedly." If that happened to me, when it happens to Mersh, we spoil it. So there you go.
We got we just popped his balloon.
Pop that balloon. Party over. All right, but we do have another party to attend. It's the David Otto party. Before we get into like the follow-up there, let's talk about this. I asked you, when we did the episode, it was all based on a current affair, a news program, a news magazine. The news. Hi, I'm the news. It was all based on the news in Australia covering David Otto, and we played some clips of them covering him because I thought it was honestly, like, the news in Australia is pod awful. It's weird, man. I've never seen news like it. It's really cool. And I really enjoyed playing it. I will say I'm very mad that they did send me copyright strikes for playing it. It was totally fair use.
Well, an unlisted video. I got copyright strike. Yep.
Jesus. So I am mad about that. But I said to Scott after the show, contact a current affair and let them know we did this to David Otto. Maybe they would want to cover it on the news. And you'd never heard back. You sent a very professional email.
I put all the big words in there. I spoke very professionally. No response whatsoever.
See how clear he speaks? So I spoke very professional. So I thought, okay, well, then, they're not interested. Maybe they're done with David Otto. Maybe they didn't see it. Maybe they got too much going on with the coronavirus. I don't know. And then it turns out other listeners of the show also messaged a current affair without even me knowing about it. Multiple people messaged, sending them links to the show, full documents going, this is what's going on, laying out like bullet point by bullet point what's happening.
Making it easy for them. Doing their job for them.
Their job for them. Just giving them the news. And then this one guy, we got this listener called Boat, okay? And Boat just sends him a fucking email going, hey, I saw David Otto on a podcast. And they're like, oh my, they've responded to him. And they're like, oh my God, how did they, tell me everything. How do Australians talk again? I've completely forgotten how your accent
works. God, thanks for letting us know. We'll get in touch.
Yeah, they're like excited about it. And he just sent a single sentence to them. I'm so mad.
That's maybe what you need to do. You need to keep it short and brief.
I guess so. Keep it pithy. Yeah. So Boat manages to get them to pay attention to him, okay? And I, of course, am back and forth with Boat on what's going on, and we give them my phone number. They wanted to call Boat about the podcast. It's like, well, why not talk to me, the podcast guy? That's me, remember?
Yeah. Either one of the people that were on the show.
Somebody.
Don't talk to them. Just talk to some guy that watched the show.
By the way, talk to David Otto instead of Boat. The guy's name's fucking Boat. So
I think they should speak. Boat.
Yeah, maybe they should talk to Boat.
They send out a reporter and they do a full interview.
Boat gives them my phone number, and they were supposed to call me about an hour before the show tonight. No answer. I haven't heard anything. So we are expecting potentially a follow-up from a current affair on the David Otto stuff. This could be big. This could happen. It's the news, things happen. I'm not mad at them for not getting back to me on time today, whatever. In fact, I haven't spoken to Boat. Maybe they emailed him something. I don't know. I'm only in a second degree of contact here with them, just waiting for the call. So here's hoping it happens. Don't bother them about it. We're already working on it. But in celebration of that, I thought I'd play for you and get a little copyright notice on this. I thought I'd play for you a little bit of one of a current affairs coverage of him, something that we didn't play in the episode last time. And this is David. You saw him at the airport last time. He had the big pot belly. He had the man bun to hide the bald spot. The news was literally making fun of the way he looked, which is, I'm pretty sure that's against all journalistic integrity.
No,
love it. I love it. I mean, I want more. So here he is at the airport with and also he's with Kitty Love, his main girlfriend. She's in on the scams. Like, she's part of the scam. And we kicked her out of the band. I
suspected that she might even be the puppet master behind the whole thing.
I kind of think she might be.
He wants to fuck the girls. Yeah.
Well, Scott, you kicked Kitty out of the band because she was too fat. Do you remember that?
Yeah. And at the end, if you remember, at the end of the episode, he confirmed with us that Kitty was out of the band, and that was the hardest job done.
Yep.
So if nothing else,
God
we got
damn,
that.
That was such a good episode. So we managed to kick his girlfriend out of his band for being too fat. Here they are, David, the fat girlfriend, a current affair.
Apparently, this model says she also had her phone stolen by you guys.
Well, that's not true.
So he brings on models, and they abuse them. They hit them with shoes. They steal their phones.
Steal a phone?
Just stop for a second.
David returned my phone to me once the police got involved.
Did you attack someone in a hostel?
So no, that's not true. We didn't.
Well, just proving,
she misplaced it inside our weird cult fuck shack. That's what happened.
We don't have to answer your questions.
You were a con man back home in Australia, Mr. Otto, so are you now trying your tactics
Shall we go
here?
this way?
Okay, I love that. You're a con man back home in Australia, Mr. Like, you could just say that to him. Legally, he's a con man. and she's about to school.
It was tested. It was tested.
It was
in court.
tested in court.
We actually found the brief transcript of the court documents where there's a back and forth between David Otto and the judge.
Yeah.
And the judge makes him spell out word for word that he is a con man. Nobody went to his shows. He is actually a failed actor, failed musician. He walks him through step by step.
The judge had to make a ruling that David Otto is not a real musician. Which, like, who even knew that was a thing? Tika Masala in the chat room says, this is what happens when you make an entire continent out of exiles. He's got you there. So listen to the reporter. She's going to test the legal doctrine of David Otto being a con man. And Kitty's going to defend and say, that's defamation. That's defamation. And listen to the reporter's response. This is so funny.
You were a con man back home in Australia, Mr. Otto, so are you now trying your tactics here? You lost the defamation case.
So. There you go. We're suing for defamation. You lost that, actually. So... actually, pretty much, legally speaking, at this point, I could take my finger, suck on it, get it wet, stick it in your belly button, roll it around, and go, oh, look who's a little tubby bastard.
So are you now trying your tricks here in the US?
And it was in...
Trying your tricks now here in the US. Anyway, I just thought that was so funny, so I just want to play
that. Current Affair loves David Otto. They're really on the... They've got like probably alerts going. Anytime someone says David Otto, they hear about it.
I mean, he's their goon. We're kind of stealing him. He is their goon. Like, I get it, man. I mean, that's the...
I think they don't get shown in America, so it's kind of like, you know, copyright in different areas and stuff like that. It's fine.
Check Facebook messages, I'm being told. Let me check Facebook messages. Scott, oh, hang on. She's trying to call right now. A current affair, trying to call right now. Okay, what do I do? Oh, my God. Wait. No, I'm going to do it on the on my actual cell phone here. It will forward to my cell phone. Okay, Jesus. I've got the phone on. I'm being told that a current affair might be trying to call right now. Boat, if you could message him back and go, oh, I'm so sorry, my phone was off. I'm ready right now, anytime. Call right now, anytime, okay?
This is akin to like 60 Minutes in the US calling you.
Yeah. Oh, and I got to pretend to be Boat, by the way. Like, I can't be me.
Yeah. What is Boat to them?
I think all he said to him, I think all Boat said to him was, I saw a podcast. So I think, like, I don't know what I'm going to do.
You're good, yeah.
I'm gonna be Boat. I think that makes more sense, you know.
Right.
Hey, it's me, Boat.
so, Mr. Boat, how did you get that name, Boat?
I saw a podcast, and they're gonna be like, "Oh my God, that's beautiful. That's news. We're gonna report that. Yeah. We're gonna report that. You don't know any." By the way,
man, I hope this goes to air somehow. Something. A podcast in New York City.
Yeah, that would be cool. All right, so I've got that open, ready. He says they messaged him 5 minutes ago. She's trying to call right now. Let me read the screenshot here. Hi, Boat. I'm trying to call, but I don't know why I keep calling him, but they're going to say his real name when I answer.
Yeah, I feel like they are.
Boat, sorry, doxed Justin. Hi, Justin. I'm trying to call, but it seems to be going straight to message bank. Ew, you guys call it message bank?
Well, it's a bank of messages.
Oh, I've never heard of voicemail. It's going straight to message bank.
Gross. That's not mail.
I hate that you guys have to change every little thing into something else. It's so sick. It's narcissistic.
Why do we have to have the same thing?
Did you guys invent voicemail?
No.
Of course not.
We invented message bank.
No.
It's a different thing.
No.
Yes.
She says, I can try a bit later. Otherwise, we'll try you again at this time tomorrow. Why doesn't she just give the phone number? Then I could just call, right?
Yeah.
Oh, man. All right. Well, the phone's open. We'll see what happens.
Why doesn't Boat message back saying, do you want me to call you?
Yeah, you should. Say that. Send him a thing saying,
can you
sorry,
call
my phone
her
was
on an
off.
Australian number? That was the whole problem.
Well, no, I can't. But if she can call me, I'm assuming she's got something where I maybe can call. I don't know.
No, I would just call an American number. If I
I
was
don't
in
know,
Australia.
man. I don't call Australia. I don't know.
Your girlfriend's in Australia. Your
Well,
wife's in
I don't. We talk on Facebook. I don't know what to tell you.
Right.
I'm pretty sure my phone does not dial to Australia. I don't. I think if I
I
put
mean,
in,
I have unlimited calls to America.
I think if I
How
put
does it
in,
not go the other way?
because America's important. I think if I put +69 into my phone,
6-1. +61.
Whatever.
Drop the 0.
it would be like what, and then just blow up. I mean,
I actually called somebody recently from Australia, and they said, "What? My phone's coming up with pluses in the number. Where are you calling?"
That's not a thing here, man. I'm sorry. We don't
It is
have.
a thing. You just don't know it.
No,
Yeah.
it's not. Trust me, it definitely isn't. We don't like. You guys have a different area, like a country code for if you're calling on a mobile phone or not.
No, we don't. We have +61 for landline and mobile. It's the same.
There is another one.
No, it's +618 if it's a landline, +614 if it's a mobile.
You see what I'm talking about? This is what Australia is up to, and this is why it makes.
Just leave me a message in my message bank. I'll deal with it.
This is why people like David Otto can run rampant and free in Australia, is because of nonsense like this. They're all having to figure out their own phone numbers over there. They don't know how it works either. Okay, Scott, while we see if they call, explain to the folks at home what happened ever since we started this Facebook group. And I can show them the Facebook group while you do this as well.
Right, okay. So there was a couple of things. I suspected this from the outset, but probably to not many people's surprise, the profiles that were made of the girls were not actually the girls controlling the profiles. So the big problem is that this guy is creating profiles of these girls. They don't necessarily know that these profiles have been created about themselves, and then he's spending his time talking to himself as the girls. Jesse, you remember me talking about the him conversing with himself?
Yes.
He's talking to himself, basically. All these discussions he's talking about.
I mean, he made what, like 5-6 girl accounts or something like that?
Yeah. There was about 5 of them.
And he's
with lots of pictures of themselves, not their real names.
Yeah. He's talking to himself on all of them. I don't know why the camera can't focus on this. Maybe it's because it's too bright. But here we go. So here's just some of the posts in the group while Scott explains.
That was a pretty funny one from Kelsey.
Yeah. Go ahead,
Jesus.
Scott.
So basically the girls are talking to David, and it's not really them. They have no idea that he's actually having chats on their behalf. I think we confirmed that a lot of them don't even know that the pictures that he was taking were necessarily being posted online. And essentially he's doing this all without their knowledge. Anyway, so where am I getting to? So the issue that he mainly had was that we wanted him to post the picture of himself shaving his head to boost the numbers of the group.
Not a picture. We wanted him to live stream.
Live stream. We wanted any live stream. I honestly said, just play a song live in there. I wanted us to all get in the chat.
Oh, here's I'm getting a call. All right, here we go. It's Australia. Hello.
Hi, Justin. It's Phoebe here.
Oh, hi, Phoebe. Yeah. Hi, I'm sorry I couldn't answer before.
That's all good. How are you going?
I'm going great. How are you going?
Good. So I'm glad we could finally have our phone chat.
Yeah, me
obviously,
too.
I just wanted to know a bit more about what you emailed into us, saying you knew a group of people who fooled David Otto. Is that right?
Yeah,
he was going to play a music festival.
Yes, he thought he was going to be part of Splendor in the Grass. I'm a fan of this podcast that had him on as a guest, and they do these prank shows where they prank people into thinking that stuff is happening, but they don't ever reveal the prank. And so he was on there thinking that he was talking to big-time American and Australian music executives.
Oh, right.
and the podcast had seen you guys, like the coverage you guys had done, and was very complimentary of it, and so they were kind of using it, the prank, as a platform to kind of expose him to a wider audience for his crimes and his creepiness, and in the process, and maybe this is the most interesting part for you guys, is they found out that not only is he still doing all the same stuff that he's been in trouble for and you guys have exposed him for before, but there's like more girls coming out with new allegations against him, including like going back on contracts that they had already signed, and then getting the girl drunk, and so when she passes out, ticking off boxes on the contracts that allow for things that she did not agree for, like maybe posing nude or things like that.
And how did this get? Did he say this in the podcast? Like how to?
Well, the two hosts of the show, they were just making him think that he was going to be in Splendor in the Grass, and that he was going to get all this money, and he was going to be famous, and they kept telling him that they were going to get him like tons and tons of new fans. They were just going to buy him new fans, and he seemed fine with that thought. And then, which I guess shouldn't be surprising at this point. And then they just sort of did some digging on him, and part of the deal with getting him new fans is they made a fan group for him on Facebook. And as a result of that, David Otto joined the Facebook group, but part of the deal was he was supposed to get his girls to join it too. And instead of having them actually join, he made fake accounts for each girl and had pretend conversations with himself with each of them. And one of the members like actual members of the group who knew about the prank uncovered a girl who was one of like the girls. He found her actual profile, and he talked to her, and she told him all this information, so he kind of passed it on to the show.
Right, okay.
So she like went to the police and everything, and she had they have the contracts, they have pictures of the contracts and her police reports and all sorts of stuff, and a recording with her.
Do you remember her name?
Yes, her name is, let me look here on my records. I know her first name is Michaela. Her name is Michaela, Macayla, and her last name is Hansen, Hansen. She went to the police about him.
Sounds familiar.
Well, she was very recent, as of like a month ago, when the show happened. So I don't know if maybe there was another girl named Michaela, or if it's the same one you're thinking of, but
maybe I don't know. So Michaela Hansen, okay.
Yeah, and she had this. It's pretty much a horror story of what happened to her there. And he tried to get her to live at this new place that they're living at. She got the address there. She said it was really sketchy there, and all sorts of stuff. I can't remember everything, but the podcast
is. Was this in the US?
No, this is in Australia. It's in.
Okay, yeah.
The podcast is in the US, but the all that stuff is
Brisbane.
In Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah, perhaps I have spoken to her then. She just that name seems to ring a bell. I've spoken to a few sort of victims. And what's the name of the podcast?
It's called Pod Awful. Like God Awful.
P-O-D?
Yeah, P-O-D, and then space AWFUL. .com.
And would it still be on there now?
Yes, the name of the episode is called Shark Prank 4.
Okay.
And
how are you connected to the podcast?
I'm a fan of it. They call me Boat.
Yep. They call you Boat.
Yep, that's my nickname. I'm like one of their cooler guys that's a fan.
nicknamed boat.
Yeah.
Excellent.
You don't have to write that part. But the host name is Jesse. Jesse is the host, and it's on YouTube, so it's pretty easy to find there.
Yeah. Okay.
The other host is from Adelaide. They can do an interview.
And then there's another host for that episode that David Otto was on, and he is Australian. He's from Adelaide.
Oh, okay.
And his name is Scott Green.
Okay. You put him down. And then, so you sort of saw obviously a big fan of the podcast, and then thought you'd reach out to us.
Yeah, exactly.
Because obviously no, that's great. Thanks for doing that. I think sort of the best.
He's currently, I should tell you this part, he's currently still telling women that he's going to be part of Splendor in the Grass, even though at this point he's aware that he was pranked, like he had already figured it out. So that's how he's getting people to still join the band.
Yeah, not surprising.
No.
He's been doing this. He's been doing this for years.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it seems like. He's sort of all over Facebook with David Otto versus Channel 9, which is the station I'm from.
Right.
Channel 9, A Current Affair. Okay, well, I think I can't think of any other sort of questions I wanted to ask. It's probably best if I go and check out that podcast.
I could give you the email for the podcast guy, and you could then talk to them.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Oh, great. It's contact at podawful.com.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Alrighty, and you're is it Justin with an E?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Perfect. I just didn't know if that E meant it was sort of, said a bit differently.
No, I still say it, Justin. I was born female.
Justine.
I was born female, and so my name was Justine when I was born, but now I just go by Justin. It's Justine's my dead name.
Oh, okay. Alrighty. Okay, well, I think I might go and check out this podcast. I mean, you don't have any other sort of info that you think would be relevant, would you?
Let me think here. I'm trying to think of because so much stuff has happened over the past month, like not on the show, but on Facebook and stuff.
I'm going to check out Facebook as well.
Like I know the hosts have a photo of one of his contracts, and it's pretty crazy. I think they're actually I think they're going live on their show, and they're about to go over the contract.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, I'll tune in and take a look at that. But thank you for emailing and letting us know.
Absolutely.
Obviously, you've seen what we've put, our former stories about, what's been going on. So
absolutely, big fan of your coverage.
Great content.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. Well, it just kind of needed to be put out there.
Absolutely.
In my opinion. Okay. Well, thank you so much. Anything else? Flick me an email and we can talk that way. But I'll check out this podcast. So thanks very much for letting me know.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Alrighty. Have a good day.
You too.
Oh, night.
Oh, yes. Yes, thank you. And good day.
Have a good night.
Good day to you, of course.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. All righty.
Give her.
Catch you later, Justin.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Real journalism.
Boat is trans. Boat's trans now. That's official. All right. Okay, we have to start talking about it. So this don't talk about her. Okay, back to what happened in the Facebook group, Scott.
Right. So so basically he catches on. He's upset.
Yes, and my voice has always sounded like this, by the way.
Yeah, it's very funny. So he wants the money from me up front. Okay, so basically we promised him $30,000 to do the show. We tell him that it's going to take a while to do the contract. I tell him that I'm not the money guy. The guys over in Chicago, I think I said, do the money.
Yeah. We had money guys. We told David Otto, we've got money guys in Chicago. They're going to need to see you shave that bald head. And
because that's what they want to see.
That's what they want to see. The money guys need you to shave your head bald because we can tell you're balding. He wouldn't show the top of his head. We offer him money. So he says he's going to do it without the money. He said he'd do it up front. But then the day comes, it was like a Saturday or something.
Right.
The day comes where David says, I'm going to shave my head. And all of a sudden, Scott starts getting emails from David.
Not emails, Facebook messages.
Or Facebook
which messages. No longer exist, so I can't verbatim recite them. But he basically starts going over that the girls are hassling him for a commitment on the money. He talks about how one of the girls has gone and bought a $100,000 Mercedes or some shit like that, $100,000 car or an $80,000 car, and he needs the money now so that he can pay her so that she can start making repayments on this car that she has just bought. And it's not him. He's not putting the pressure on. It's all the girls.
He literally said something like, if it were up to me, but the girls, they've already bought. And it's like, well, that's not our fault. They don't know how money works. Like, they bought a thing already. We don't have to front you the money because the girls went spending wildly on Mercedeses. Right. By the way, here is one of the few David Otto posts left in the Facebook group we created, and it's David tying up the bikini of one of the girls. Now, remember, she does not know that this is being put into a Facebook group. She thinks this is for like a reality TV show they're shooting or something like that, or maybe just some behind the scenes stuff, or maybe they're just having some fun.
Michaela told me that the entire reason that a lot of these girls are here is that they're responding to modeling gigs.
Yeah.
They're responding to paid modeling gigs. They turn up on the day. They don't realize it's going to be a whole thing. They just think they're turning up to do a quick modeling gig, and that's all it is.
And we've got Trey in the chat room. He's just said that this story is so insane, it absolutely needs to be revisited by the news. I mean, this prank that we pulled on him really revealed a lot of crazy stuff. And I think we're trying.
I'm genuinely worried about what these women are going through.
Absolutely.
When I spoke to Michaela. We have a recording.
So this is the woman we're talking. One of the women who was victimized by David Otto is this girl named Michaela, and she ran away. She managed to escape. Not all the girls did.
Yeah.
And
I believe they're still there. Yep.
We have spoken to her. We have a recording with her. Now, obviously, because all of this is based on a prank, we did have to use a little bit of subterfuge to get to that point. But since talking to Michaela, she has confirmed that she feels safer now as a result of this. She's like, we actually got her to get the help she needed from all of this. Right. We're going to play that recording for you. But we also got the contract from her.
Right, because we didn't know what this. The important thing is we felt like we weren't getting any information from these women. We were purely getting what David Otto was saying, and we felt like there was more to the story.
Women. It wasn't the actual women. It was David posing as the women.
Exactly. So we knew that there was an underlying sort of, a bit of sneakiness going on, bit of scamming going on.
Yeah.
So getting in touch with one of the girls and getting her side of the story was really telling. I think that's where we really found out what he was up to. I mean, he was saying that he was paying the girls $10,000 for doing Splendor in the Grass and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah. So he says, he says to us, trying to get us to send the money so that he doesn't shave his head for no reason. He tells us that he promised them all money and that he wasn't going to keep it all. I mean, basically, he made himself sound like a saint. Like, no, the money's not going to. Even though he already told us he was keeping the money, it wasn't for the girls. Yeah. He's now saying that he's going to give them each $10,000, and so we wanted to contact one of the girls and find out.
Look, before I'm going to start sending him money, I need to make sure that that the right people are getting the money.
Exactly. Do you want to go over the contract?
I think the contract really, really makes it clear what this dude is up to.
Okay. Let's take a look at the contract then.
And put yourself in the frame of mind of Michaela here. She has turned up for an afternoon of modeling. She's going to be paid, I think it was $40. She tells me in the call, but I can't quite remember. I think it was $40 for a day of modeling. That's all she was there for.
What the sex cult that David Otto is trying to start does is never 100% clear to these girls. They don't actually know. They think it's a modeling gig. They think it is a band. They think it's just something fun and silly. Oh, okay, we spend the night, tee-hee-hee. And then they start drinking wine, and then contracts start coming out, and
the thing was, as well as I was genuinely concerned for these girls. I thought maybe they were in a rough place, maybe they didn't have a place to stay, and he was kind of getting them that way.
Yeah, I kind of thought maybe some of them are runaways.
Yeah, turns out that wasn't the case. I asked Michaela point blank. I said, "Do you have a place to stay?" Because I was genuinely concerned for her safety.
Yeah,
and
these are
said,
not. These aren't like down and out runaway, scum bums or anything like that.
Michaela says she doesn't even drink. She doesn't drink alcohol.
She's got a loving family around her. She just thought this was a way to get into modeling. She's just a naive girl. So let's take a look at the contract here that David Otto forced her to sign, and perhaps even started changing after she signed. Okay, here now, obviously, we're not attempting to dox anybody here. Do not mess with this girl. She is a victim. Please let that be known. Let's take a look. So we've got band model contract. This is an agreement to participate as a band model for Secret Love, the band. My name is Michaela, and now this is interesting. She says, I live at 18 Croydon Street. What does that say underneath? Toowong. So where is that? That's a place in Brisbane? Is that what that is?
Yes, it's actually quite an expensive suburb. It's an inner city
It's
suburb.
a nice place, but
nice area.
The house is not, and we might go over that later. So she puts the address. This is not her address. This is David Otto's current cult shack, and it is a shack. I mean, wait till you see this place. It's a shack. She says, or the contract says, please select your preferred options. Understand this is a binding agreement to secure participants for our online show. So again, they think they're being a part of some sort of reality TV thing. Our online show and live events, and sign below. Preferred 2 days a week, arriving at 5 p.m. And then here's the check boxes. Monday and Thursday, or Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday, which is 3 days, weird, or Wednesday and Saturday, or, and the final checkbox, live-in band model includes bed and food for, and it says $200 a week paid each Friday, but then that part is crossed out. It says move-in date would be 5/28/2020. So that's how recent this was. This was literally 1 month ago. Right.
It was that. I mean, she signed that the day that she arrived to do the modeling.
Yeah.
That's the date. Yeah.
I don't know how anybody could have talked to this girl already unless she was reaching out to the news herself.
I don't think so. Yeah.
You may make up days if they are missed, but must be in the same week. Live-ins may do the show daily. So
I don't know what that means. Live-ins may do that. Like, is he saying that they have to do the show daily?
He means might. He said may. He meant might. But okay, so now it's checked off that she's going to be a live-in band model. I don't know if she meant to check that. I don't think that was the plan.
Right.
Now it says participation option. Oh, and by the way, why does it cross out the $200?
I think he was convincing her, and she's like, well, I'm not paying $200 to live in your shack. We'll point out in a second how much it actually costs to live in his shack. We have the real estate listing and everything like that.
Yeah.
It doesn't cost $200 a week to live in a room in that place.
Yeah. So it says participation option. $20 online show segments in swimwear only, plus $150 from lesson packages, or, and that's a check mark, or $40 online show segments and resort sports without outfits. So he doesn't say nude, he says without outfits, plus $150 from lesson packages, plus $75 from online show package upgrades, plus $75 from resort sports package upgrades. This is the one that's checked. The nude one is, of course, the one that's checked. Isn't that weird?
But I don't understand with this. Is he suggesting that you get paid $150 from lesson packages, or you have to pay $150?
It's completely confusing, and I'm sure. I mean, it has to be by design that it's completely confusing, right? It has
Because
to be.
I mean, okay, when it says $150 from lesson packages, are they providing lessons? Are they getting lessons?
I think
it makes no sense.
I
whatsoever.
assumed it was the guitar lessons he says he's going to give the girls, but then,
So they have to pay.
So then they would have to pay.
But then it says $40 online show. Are they paying for the online show segments? That makes no sense.
The contract makes no sense, and again, it's by design. This is a scam artist, so that's the point.
I mean, I've got a lot to learn from this guy.
A lot to learn. Bonuses from package sales are paid Monday for the previous week's sales from bookings and upgrades made by you and are only payable where you have met your 2 times content quota that week. Okay, so I guess it is something they would receive then. I guess that kind of clears that up. Optional, and this is checked, I consent to interact in band girlfriends extra segments, which means first dates, double dates, group dates, and understand any footage will be edited and censored to a PG rating for broadcast on YouTube, which heavily implies that these dates are sex.
I also don't understand why it says first dates, as in there'll be multiple
first dates. You got your first date, you got your second first date, you got your third first date. So that one's checked. So she's now checked off that she will have group sex with these people. This agreement is for, scratched out something, 24 months from 5/28/20. Checked off, I commit to receive a bonus $500 in October 2020, being for participation on stage in the band's landmark October show. And guess what show that's referring to?
You know what's funny is even he didn't write Splendor.
No, he knows. Because at this point, when he typed this contract out, he knew there was no splendor in the grass. He had to know. What point do you think David figured out we pranked him?
I feel like he worked it out like Friday before the weekend.
I'm pretty sure that the show was like on the 23rd of last month. This is the 28th. I'm positive at this point he knew. He knew, which means this is a scam.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, we're kind of complicit.
Well, no, we're not complicit. We were pranking a man. It's not up to us that he then knowingly scams a woman when he knows he was pranked. He figured it out. And again, this is all happening on the same day where they're having their major exodus from our group. He's not willing to shave his head. We're calling Michaela to see what happened. It's complete mayhem.
Well, the other thing as well is that he wasn't willing to do a live stream with the girls. He made a point to that he wasn't allowing the girls to be like live on stream. There was not to be any interaction. He wasn't a big fan of allowing the girls to sort of communicate with anybody.
Because he doesn't want them to figure out what's going on.
Exactly. Yeah. So the live stream was kind of that was a big call for him, even if it wasn't shaving his head, even if it was just playing
And
music.
there were supposed to be 2 live streams, remember? He was supposed to sing Korn's Freak on a Leash in a live stream. That was one of our big things that we did over a month ago, is we got him to agree to sing and play Freak on a Leash. I mean, I think we even sang it.
Because he said that he described himself as like Korn.
Yeah, like Korn. Yeah, he described their band being like Korn, which couldn't be any further from the truth. But didn't I even like sing a little bit of the song to them or something?
Yeah.
I had to like get
I don't think he, yes. I don't know if he even knew the song.
On a leash. Anyway, I mean, who would agree to sing that song on a live stream? You'd have to be insane. So, very weird. Okay, so then it says, I agree to be booked to go on tour with the band where travel, food, and accommodation is provided in addition to usual show fees for 1 to 3 weeks at a time where 1 month's notice has been given. Oh, okay, so he's being fair. You got 1 month's notice.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Fair enough. I agree. Breach of this agreement after commencing training may carry a fine of $2,000. Yeah, okay, sure. And then it's got print name, Michaela. She signs it. She dates it. And then this is the most incredible part. Scott, do you want to read this part?
Yeah, okay. I'm David Otto, and I don't allow guests.
Wait, hang on. You got to set it up. You got to say
okay, all right. So this is David Otto. I can't see it when you change.
I know, but you got to set up that he wrote it in handwriting.
Right. Yes. Okay. So David Otto amended the contract with his scribbly handwriting after the fact, and we're not 100% sure whether David Otto wrote that after Michaela had signed it or not. But the handwriting seems to be like kind of part of it is like what you would maybe sign if you're moving into a share house.
Sure.
Which kind of, like no guest. I mean, fair enough. So he goes, no guest, fair enough. No private photos, videos, or audio.
So you can't ever take out your camera phone. I mean,
right. No private photos, video, or audio. So they're not allowed to do that. Full confidentiality. I think she owes him $2,000.
Yups. Well, we're the ones.
No,
we stole this. We're leaking it. Okay, we did it.
No license to copy / Oh, whoops. No license to copy / post. Okay, well,
what does that mean?
That one.
Wait, what is that? Oh, is that what we're doing right now?
Yeah, I think that's exactly what we're doing.
Well,
right now.
listen. If it's not initialed next to it, it's not signed off on. When something is written into a contract after the fact, you're supposed to initial next to it. And there's a lot of things where they scratched out and wrote stuff in later on this, and none of it has initials. This whole contract is, you could never...
We really need to ask Nick Recchietta about this.
My lawyer, blackface lawyer, Lawtism, Nick Recchietta, we might have to ask him if this is a legally binding contract.
I don't really know what this means, but on schedule when on property.
Wow, you said schedule. Thank you.
Yep, schedule.
Thank you for saying it the right way. On schedule when on property hour. Yeah, I don't know what that means. I guess just that she has to
be on time.
Yeah, well, she has to do what he said. She's a slave, so
yeah,
okay.
And no contact with other participants online / offline. So she's not allowed to speak to any of the other band members. And what is it? Oh, sorry, online or off-site. It was online or off-site.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
So they're not allowed, unless they're in the house and probably within David's presence, they're not allowed to talk to each other, which is insane.
By the way, like as crazy as this contract is, it's funny you bring up roommates sharing an apartment, whatever you want to call that. I have seen shit like this when living in New York City, where people are like, yeah, you can't have anyone over ever. You have to be home by 9 p.m. It's like, I'm not your boyfriend. What are you doing?
What about don't talk to each other when you're not at home or online?
That is, I mean, and that you don't sign a contract that says that. You just don't. No one's going to sign that. You would read that and go, I'm sorry, what's this? Am I not supposed to talk to you guys the second we leave the house?
Don't look each other up online. Don't add each other on social media. That's a great share house agreement, I think.
Yeah. Don't look at me in the hallways. Don't ever remark about how stinky the bathroom is after I use it.
Yeah, only one person allowed in the kitchen at a time. Right. Yeah.
Right.
Keep your dishes in your bedroom.
You must keep yourself unheard at all times. Not even footsteps. I don't want to hear a floorboard creak. And by the way, there's probably a lot of very creaky floorboards inside this place. So we'll take a look at that place in a minute here. Before we do that, we're going to play the Michaela recording we've got. But before we do that, I do want to say we've got a shirt in our store. This is my only job, podawful.shop. If you'd like to support the show, I don't run ads on here, so grab a shirt. This shirt, the Podawful Cult t-shirt, the Oh Dear God t-shirt, is leaving the store forever. This design will never be back. You can get it right now for a discounted price over at podawful.shop. And if you're in the $40 section of the Pizza Fund, you've got a merch code in there right now that will take off 20% on all of our merchandise in the Pod Awful store. So grab yourself a few shirts if you like.
You're removing the hoodie in that style as well?
The hoodie, yeah, somebody else asked that. Great question, Scott. There's a red hoodie that has the same design on it. I will be leaving up the 2 hoodie designs until fall. Yeah, Scott's got the design right there. If you want to, yeah, there you go.
Great one.
So I will leave those up until fall. They will be gone by winter. Both of them, both hoodies are leaving the store forever. So if you are in that $40 section, you might want to just go ahead and grab that stuff now anyway. But this shirt will be gone at the end of July. You got plenty of time. Plenty of time. I just want to announce this stuff because I never remember to do it. I never talk about these things on the show. So make sure you go grab that, podawful.shop, support the show. Also, if you hate Patreon like me, good thing, buddy, because I don't use it either. We built our own. It's called the Pizza Fund. We do shows every Wednesday and Friday, plus other shows. Lately, we've had a whole glut of shows going on in the Pizza Fund. You can grab that podawful.pizza, join for as little as $1 and get immediate access to over 60 hours worth of content. Nobody else does this. No one else is crazy enough to give that much away for $1. Our Wednesday shows are in the $12 section. Our Friday shows are in the $6 section, and many levels to choose from. Check it out. I hope you do. podawful.pizza if you want to see all of our shows. I mean, you're missing half of the content we do if you're not in the Pizza Fund, so I hope you do. podawful. I'm trying to find the fucking commercial. Pizza.
Support the show. Join the Pizza Fund. podawful.pizza.
Pizza, pizza.
podawful.pizza.
We're live
Sunday,
Wednesday, and Friday,
8 p.m. Eastern.
8 p.m. Eastern
At podawful.tv.
at podawful.tv.
All right. In the chat room, they say the $20 level, do it. Listen, I would never tell you just immediately join the $20 level, but we did have an amazing show this past, actually it's 2 weeks ago now, I think. World War Cis, our World War against Revenge of the Cis. It's the talk of the town. People are dying for this episode. People are begging me to give it to them for free. If you want that one, all of our World Wars, all of our leaks episodes, all of our questionable content episodes, except maybe last week's $12 show, is in the $20 section.
You should retroactively change that.
I might have to. I might have to put that one from last. Grab that one while you still can. I might put that in the 20. But this World War against Revenge of the Cis is, man, they did not want this to happen. It's very revealing. I put out a preview for it if you want to go check out the preview in the channel. People are loving it. It was so much fun. It was so crazy. Royce joined during the show. He joined the Pizza Fund. We made him pay. He was so nervous about what it was we were talking about. So
if Royce is willing to pay $20 to see it, I think if you want to hate watch, Revenge of the Cis, that's the episode you need to watch.
If you hate watch Revenge of the Cis, this is the episode for you because nobody's doing Royce. Nobody cares. Everybody just does.
I think you're giving away too much. I think that's where everybody.
I mean, it's in the preview. Yeah. It's kind of in the preview for it. Well, these things, but I mean, you kind of have to sit there and watch the whole thing to really appreciate the moment we discovered.
Hey, look, I'm a scummy guy. I would do the same thing as Royce, but I broke up my relationship.
Well, hang on. All right, too much. Do not reveal the secret of the episode. People want that secret so bad. Everybody's messaging me on Reddit going, "What's the secret of the episode?" I give it to them. I tell them what the secret is. If they promise me to keep it a secret, I'll tell them. But you aren't experiencing it like when you watch the show. It's not the same. And by the way, We have another world war coming up very soon. I was talking to someone last night on the show, trying to set this up. They're thinking about it. It's a potential guest for a world war, something I never do. And if they come on, it's going to be I'm so excited. I cannot explain to you how excited I am for that. A lot of people have questions about the pizza fund. Hey, anytime you got a question before you sign up, anything, hit me up, let me know. I'll answer it. I talk to everybody online. People are like, do I get access to everything right away? Yes, you do. You can join. You don't have to stay joined. You can steal all my content. I shouldn't be telling you this, okay? But it's out there. It's exactly like Patreon. That's the biggest question I get is, what do I get? How is it worth that amount of money? That's more than Netflix. It's better than Netflix, and you get a lot of stuff for it. So I only pay Sam Hyde $5. Sam Hyde's got 15 pieces of content behind his paywall. I would imagine you would only pay him $5. Anyway, that's my plugs. I'm done with that. I'm so sorry to waste your time with it. Let's get to the main event here, Scott. The call. You called Michaela.
Yes.
Do you want to set this up?
To be honest, this happened weeks ago, 3 weeks ago,
yeah,
3.5 weeks ago. I've not re-listened to it. The only time I heard it was when it was coming out of my mouth. You re-listened to it today, Jesse.
Yes.
So I don't remember what was spoken. I think it's like 13 minutes long or something
now,
like that.
I'm going to warn the people out there. Not only is the audio a little low, I'm going to have to crank up the volume here, but both of the participants in the phone call are Australian, so it's going to be very difficult to understand what's happening. I'll try to translate for you guys. Scott will try to translate. Let me crank up the volume and let's see what we got here. So Scott's literally using his phone. He's dialing her.
Hello? Hello, is that Michaela? Yeah, hi, how are you? Sorry, you don't know me. I've got your number. I'm actually, my name's Scott. I've just got your details through David Otto. I'm just trying to make sure, just doing a bit of a welfare check and make sure that you're all okay and everything's fine.
So you start off by saying you work with David Otto, you're doing a welfare check, which, by the way, if you got a guy who works with a guy and that guy is doing a welfare check, you don't want to work with that guy.
Yeah.
A welfare check is for like, if you are a neglectful mother or something.
Yeah, that's all I had in me at the moment. I had to give a reason. We didn't pre-discuss why I was calling.
Right.
Before I made the phone
call. Can you crank your audio? Can you crank your audio way down? Is that possible?
Yeah, I'll work it out.
To play this, I'm having to put the audio full blast to understand it.
Yeah. Give me a second then.
All right. Well, I'll just keep playing it.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine? So the reason that I'm calling is there's a little bit of confusion around.
They're calling you a hero in the chat room. I agree. I think this is heroic. I know it's subterfuge. I know we're sort of, it's it's not a prank, but we're lying, I guess, to do this. But it is for a good cause. This is, chaotic good. Okay.
I'm down at 50%. Is that better?
Do more, actually, a lot more.
Okay.
In fact,
All
almost mute yourself, really.
For like an upcoming gig, have you been promised any money from David or anything like that at this point?
Okay, so remember, David's claiming he's paying all of these women money, and that's why we got to send him $50,000 right away. And Scott asked, did you get any money from him?
Well, because this was just before he was trying to confirm. He was trying to tell us that he got it.
If you could just turn it way down, just way down. I mean, maybe even.
I'm down at 30%.
And it's almost like you got louder somehow, to be honest. I would say in the range of 5%. Again, I have my volume all the way up right now. Try it now.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay.
I'm done at 7%.
Perfect.
Jesus.
Perfect.
$500 for Splendor.
$500 for Splendor. Yeah. Okay. All right.
So she got. Is she saying she got $500 to be in Splendor in the Grass?
No, she is getting paid $500.
Oh,
she has not received.
She has not
anything.
actually received it. Okay.
Problem because we've actually we've already transferred him $80,000, and he told us that he was passing on $10,000 to each of the models that were appearing.
No, he hasn't. I haven't.
And just to translate, that's how Australian people say the word no. They go no. No.
$80,000 is how much we transferred him. Apparently, I forgot about that.
Yeah, it was 80,000. I thought it was something like 80,000.
I went my first day meeting them and everything. I went in. I got $40 for that. But I was there the other night. I was meant to be there for the past couple nights.
All right, translate that for me, Scott. That
Okay,
was
so
pretty
she's
tough.
talking that she was supposed to be there for the last couple of nights, but she had a family emergency or something, so she had an excuse why she was allowed to leave the house. She knew it was sketchy. She needed to make an excuse, but she had to leave the house.
So she was trying to escape.
Yeah. Well, at this point, she's not telling me that because she thinks I work with David. She thinks I'm like his boss or something.
Could you turn the volume down?
I literally can't.
Is it? There's no way.
It's a 7.
There's no way. Turn it down to 3%.
I mean, maybe Google doesn't like change after the fact. I don't know.
Just if you could crank it down to like maybe, I don't know, 1% or something. It's like you're not changing it at all.
I mean, I've got.
Even in the chat room, they're
hang on
like,
a
it
second.
hasn't changed. It did. It sounded better a second ago, and now you're right back to where you were. All right, try it now.
Now? Is that lower?
It seems like it. Leave it there. All right.
All right, I'm not touching it.
All right, let's keep listening.
But I had a family thing that popped up.
Fair
It
enough.
was quite important. But yeah, I haven't seen anything apart from $40.
And you're,
So she did get $40. Okay.
which was the original modeling gig
Right.
payment. That's
Right.
all she got.
That was the thing. I mean, she checked off on the $40 box, you know.
Yeah. You're like, you haven't noticed anything weird over there? Because we've just had some complaints from some of the other girls about like some of the situations and stuff there.
So, I mean, again, you're doing a welfare check. You work for David Otto, but yet you're saying that he's a horrible guy, and we've heard a lot of complaints, and everybody's upset.
So, what, are you like his boss? I hear you, sorry.
Sorry, I'm doing some work. I'm doing some work with him, but I'm not his boss directly.
That's true. We were doing some work with him. That work was pot awful. He didn't know it, but some work. I mean,
But your number and your details came through with one of the contracts that we were supposed to be doing, and there's just been some complaints that have come through. So I'm just checking to make sure that everybody's fine and there isn't sort of anybody that is under any kind of distress or anything like that.
Yeah, okay, so is our conversation like confidential?
Absolutely, everything you say to me won't go anywhere else.
okay, so this is completely confidential. All right. Listen, I know it sounds bad, but the point of the phone call is to expose David Otto. And without playing it, we're not exposing anything. I just want to be clear. Here in America, I'm allowed to record phone calls. I was recording this. I was a party to the phone call.
Yeah, I wasn't recording it.
This is perfectly legal for me to do. I apologize. I don't feel good about it. Obviously, we did have to lie to get this. But what she was worried about was not us. She was worried about repercussions from David. And the point of this is to make it so he can't make repercussions happen to girls ever again. That's what we're setting out to do.
Look, I think he should be locked up. I think he should be. I don't know.
I mean, if you could maybe take the headset and move it. I'm kidding.
Jesus, how?
It's very loud. I don't know, man. It's loud.
Why can't you just adjust the volume up and down?
You actually take the mic out of your headset? Why can't I adjust? Because I have to sit here and ride the volume.
Okay, the microphone is behind my head.
Perfect.
It cannot be any further from
Perfect.
my head.
That's perfect audio. You sound so good right now, Scott. Okay, so again, we're hoping to stop this from happening. I'm hoping the news picks this up or something so that we can make sure that her fears, again, which are of David Otto, not us, her fears are squashed. She never has to worry about this.
Okay, beautiful. So I was there yesterday. I was there the night before that. I stayed overnight. I was doing some filming and stuff like that and photos and all of that.
Okay.
Okay, I didn't understand a word of that. What did she just say?
So she was there. She was there last night, and she was there the night before that. She stayed over.
Okay.
She was supposed to be staying there tonight, but she had a family emergency, and so she.
Okay, she was just repeating herself. All right.
Yeah.
However, I in my spare time, David kept talking about this fan page or something that I have that gets created for every girl.
So David's talking about the Facebook group we made for them, and that every girl has to have an account and everything. But
okay.
But he wouldn't show me any of the footage or anything that he's done so far with my stuff, and he wouldn't show me the fan page or anything.
Yeah.
Now, so he won't show the footage. Now remember, the footage, we've seen it because he posted it in the Facebook group without her knowing, and that footage included her going to a grocery store in only a bikini and a fur coat, flashing the camera.
Yeah.
And she had no idea this was going out to strange. Now, luckily, it was the strangers it was going out to were strangers on her side. Very, very lucky. And also a guy named Brad. Now,
yeah, Brad loves that footage.
Brad's one of our listeners, and Brad became obsessed, infatuated with Michaela. And he actually claimed that he was going to fly out to meet her, not understanding that all these girls are David Otto's girls. This did not go well for Brad, and I'm hoping Brad's still with us here so that we can talk to him in just a few minutes about this, because he's got a story to tell.
Which kind of raised a couple of flags for me.
Yeah.
So that raised red flags for her, the not being able to see the photos.
So I had like spare half an hour, and I decided to try to find that fan page.
I didn't understand a word of that. What did she do?
Okay, she had a spare half an hour. She decided to try and find the fan page.
Oh, okay.
Myself. I did end up finding it later that night.
Mm-hmm.
However, in the process of finding that, I thought, just type his name and it might come up with everything like in Google. But it came up with some quite distressing videos of news articles.
So she goes to find the fan page, the Facebook group. Now, one, she did find it, and that's how Brad started talking to Michaela. He really started.
When I made the fan page, I made sure that it was public. I made sure anybody that wanted to could find it. And so, yeah, and of course, that's the thing to do when you're trying to expose a scam artist. You make everything as public as possible.
You make it all as public as possible. So,
yeah, and so.
But then she starts finding the news reports about David Otto. She had no idea he was a scam artist. She hadn't seen the ACA stuff. And then all of a sudden, a current affair pops up. David Otto, scam artist, abuser, women being killed. I mean, maybe.
I would love to believe that she was. She didn't realize he has a pot belly until they pointed it out.
Yeah, it's like coming back to her like Memento, and she's like, oh. Yeah. All right, Scott, kick us into overdrive.
Okay. Last year in May.
Yep.
To the point where I took myself to the police station.
Okay, righto.
Because I was quite worried and scared for my welfare.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. We've recently been made aware of that same information. So, did the police follow up on it or anything like that, or give you any advice?
Goes to the police.
They just told me to block all contact with him completely, and that's all that they could do for me.
Have you done that already?
Yes, I've done that.
Okay.
So she cut off all contact. She got out of there. But
that's all police can do.
Yeah.
Just block them.
Yeah,
don't go to the police. That's all they can do.
Listen, what is a policeman supposed to do about a criminal? It's just impossible.
Just block them.
Just block him.
Have you been raped, man? Just block them.
Just block the guy. Please, my son, he's murdered. Did you block the guy or no? I do not know what this means. Well, if you don't block people, they're going to rape and murder you. I don't know what you want me to do about it. Sorry, Toots. Get out of the cop station.
Pass or anything.
Yeah, it's probably best that you don't tell him that you know about any of that sort of stuff, to be honest, because, people can get violent and stuff like that in those situations.
Yes.
Good advice, Scott.
I mean, to be fair, I hope I didn't scare her, but people can be violent.
You're right. She should have been worried. They have been violent with the girls.
Yeah. Kitty Lee took the shoe off one of the models and bashed her over the face with it.
Kitty Lee, she plays the drums.
Okay.
Kitty Lee. She's in one of the.
I believe she's been kicked off the drums because she was slightly over the weight limit of.
Over the weight limit, like she's a semi truck going down the highway. She was slightly over the weight limit.
Yeah, we took her over the scales.
Yeah. Sorry, Kitty Lee, but the van stops here. You're not on tour anymore. You're over the weight limit.
The band requirements. So.
Oh, I see. I've been getting told different stories from David.
Oh, what did you get told?
That she played the drums.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Wow.
So he was going to try to sneak her back into the band. That motherfucker.
Like we wouldn't have noticed.
I'm actually the angriest. The thing I'm maddest about with David Otto is that he tried to get his girlfriend back in the band after we banned her for being fat.
He's like, come on, Kitty. If you just lose like 30 kilos, they won't notice.
Yeah, you lose 30 kilos. Everything will be fine. And she's like, I can't do it. She's shoveling ice cream. She's got her face in a birthday cake with full lit candles.
What's the violin?
Oh yeah. I pop in here because you're not asking the things I want you to ask. And just in case she can hear me, I wasn't sure if she would be able to. I do like this terrible Australian accent.
Well, yeah, maybe.
But what's the violence?
In all the articles, it does mention that there's with the videos that I'm talking about. There was I think it was 3 or 4 girls that shared their testimonies of their experiences and what they went through, and one of them was actually attacked by Kitty.
Yeah.
So Kitty tagged videos about
attacked. She said attacked by Kitty.
I thought she said actually it was tagged by Kitty. Okay.
So immediately, I guess you can understand. Immediately, I felt super scared and like in danger. I thought.
Did you sign any kind of contract with him or anything like that?
It's got to be scary in Australia too, because everybody's just constantly pulling out a bigger knife. You know, that's not a knife.
That's on the go.
Do you have a copy of that? Did you?
I do have a copy of that. Like, it's not like it's an actual not written copy, sorry, but he had 2 of the contracts and we just filled them both in.
Okay.
However, I took that with me when I went to the police station because I was worried about my
So the contract we just showed you, she took it to the cops.
Safety. Like I'm a victim of crime from my childhood as well, so
okay.
It raised a lot of flags to me, and I showed them the contract and everything, and they said the police officer I talked to said that technically it's not a legal binding contract at all because it looks like it's just been typed up on Word.
Right. So you can't make a contract in Word. We all know the law.
The law is if you could just type it on an elementary school's computer, it is not legal.
You need a special typewriter to make contracts.
Yeah, not Microsoft Office. Microsoft, the law offices of Gates, and Gates.
Yeah, that's enough, yeah.
And Recchietta.
So, yeah, I mean, so is there anything else?
See, listen to that. I'm so glad you called. I mean, we're heroes, really, honestly. Hey, Scott, we're heroes.
Basically, like up there with firemen, police officers.
Way above. Again, the cops didn't do anything. They told her to block him. It's like, yeah, okay, cool.
Hey, look, if anyone is scared for their safety for whatever reason, just get in touch with me. I'm at Wells Fargo AU on Twitter.
Yeah.
Get in touch with me.
Yeah. If you need help, just go to Twitter, type in at Wells Fargo AU. And then Scott will help you out. He's actually in charge of Wells Fargo, Australia.
Yeah. I wouldn't stress too much about it. We'll take things from here.
They are calling us heroes in the chat.
Look, unless you hear from us or hear from me, maybe just not speak to him at this point. And just keep logs of any of the conversations. You've got my number on the caller ID. If you
could just read that out, Michaela.
If you could just screenshot it and send it through to me, so I've got records.
So you had all these screenshots, but those are gone forever, right? Because you guys.
They are because I have been permazucked. Yeah.
However, because I've blocked him them on everything. They finally got rid of them.
Oh, okay. So you don't have any of those screenshots or anything anymore?
They say we're first responders.
I do have, I saved, hold on, I'll go through my camera up here.
Okay.
I saved screenshots of the fan page that he created for me that he was.
Yeah, we already have that as well, though, so that's okay, yeah.
Most of the photos he took.
Yeah. Does he have many other photos other than what he's already taken of you?
I was trying to find out whether he had actually had sex with her or do anything like that.
Right.
So.
I don't think so, though, right?
No. Well, we didn't know it.
Fuck, man. How do you
didn't
get
know at
that?
the time.
How are you getting that loud? You're on, what was it, 1%, and you put
yeah, dude, I'm dead to like.
You put the thing behind your ear. I just don't get it. All right.
He has video footage of us just playing table tennis and doing the talk show, like playing some party games and that. But I was never allowed to see any of that. I did request it multiple times.
Right.
That if I could go through it all, and
So they're playing a little bikini table tennis.
On that little round table?
Yeah.
But yes, was you can help me edit the footage, but that never happened.
Does she know it's been posted to Facebook?
Yeah. Did he tell you that he posted it to Facebook?
No, he wasn't. I didn't get notified that it was all going to be on Facebook or anything. I thought it was just like a website or something like for the talk show or for the band or whatever. I didn't even know that I was getting a fan page, like a whole new account created for me under a new name. But like.
So he didn't even tell you what your new band name was or any of that sort of stuff?
No, he told me once it was all created, but he said that he didn't create any of it, that it was the people that booked us for Splendor and...
So they were really going to go... We renamed his band, and they were really going to go with that. We went from Secret Love to Secrets Kept.
A tour over in the US for Lollapalooza and a TV show.
Now that one, that's not us. We didn't do that. She said that
You briefly mentioned that you have connections with Lollapalooza.
So if you pay careful attention in the last episode on David Otto, I mentioned that my character books Lollapalooza. I did not say David was booked for it, but that put a little germ inside his scammer brain, and he told this poor girl, yeah, we're going to be at Lollapalooza in America, and like everything, just whatever. And she believed it.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Well, look.
Despite the gut, by the way. Like, the only rock and roll person I've ever seen with a gut like that is Kyle from Tenacious D.
You've got my details. Look, do you mind if I give you a call if anything else comes up or anything like that? That's okay with you?
Yes, that's fine.
Yeah. All right, no problem. Well, yeah, just save my number. My name's Scott. Just save my number, and if anything comes up or if you come across anything, just send me a picture message through, and I'll.
And by the way, would you be willing to sign a contract?
I'll have a look at it and I'll get back to you.
I'm looking on certain things. The messages may come back, but there were like a few times when he would send like X's at the end of it and hearts and certain.
So what is she saying there?
So sometimes when he sent her messages, that he would be there would be hearts and kiss emojis and all kinds of things that maybe alluded that he was infatuated with her.
Sounds a lot like simp tech. And I'll say this, his fake account that he made for our Facebook group, she is the girl that he features all over it. She's in the header. Like, Michaela was the prize for David Otto.
That's probably why he was so pissed off with Brad.
She's the one who got away. Yes, probably so. She's the one who got away.
Is he ever inappropriate in person?
Oh, I think he started to get like that, and that's when like the big flags came up for me.
It's come up from a couple of people, but some people commented that he had an unusual smell.
So some people say he has an unusual smell. Is that true?
Did you find that?
He does drink wine constantly.
He drinks wine constantly.
Yes.
Okay.
I've been there like 2 times now, and even on the first initial meeting, But himself and Kitty were drinking wine constantly throughout it.
Okay. And as far as like drugs consumed on the premises or anything like that, as far as you know?
And when Scott says consumed, he of course means consumed.
As far as I know, I'm not sure. I think it's Kitty. I think she smokes pot.
Okay, righto, no problem. And you've got the address for the property at Toulon?
I don't have the exact address, but I do have the address. It's of a BWS, which is right next to it.
Okay, problem. Can you text that to me?
Sure thing.
So just to be clear, you're asking if she's got David's address, the current
Yeah, I
place
wanted
he's
to
at.
know where he lived.
She couldn't remember it off the top of her head, but it was on
But
the
it was on the
contract.
contract
It was on the
that
contract.
she had.
So she knew like about where it was. We kind of found it, but it was like almost impossible to see on Google Maps. We found the area she was talking about, but you couldn't see the house itself. But we finally got it.
So I'll text you the details, but there's a BWS and then this tiny little one-way side street that you go down,
right.
and it's a big purple house.
Okay, perfect.
It's a big
which it wasn't.
purple house. We'll take a look to see if it's a big purple house later. You know.
I should actually be able to find it from that. But yeah, just text me whatever you've got, and then I'll have a look through it. But look, Michaela, you've been amazing. If there's anything else that comes up, I'll either text you or give you a call some other time, okay?
I'm happy to help. I just don't want
Happy to be here.
anyone else to feel that scared or anything, like, you know.
Oh, absolutely. Look, we take a lot of pride in who we deal with, and when something like this comes up, we need to fully investigate it.
Just a question. You said we'll book for Splendor, but my very close friends of mine actually is the audio and sound engineer this year, and he said I didn't mention that I haven't told him when I was in the band, so I was told not to. I was even told to dress differently so no one recognized me and stuff like that.
Okay, so there's a lot going on here. This is big though. So she's talking about she doesn't know if we work for Splendor or not, but whatever. But she's just asking. She knows a guy who works for Splendor in the Grass, which is no good, and that's going to reveal
Doesn't really
some
work for his scam.
She mentions though that she wasn't legally allowed to tell anybody she's in this band, and that they made her dress differently so she can't be recognized.
Maybe that's why she went to the shops in a bikini wearing a bathrobe, just in case somebody recognized her.
I mean, it's like you can't be recognized that way. You're showing more of you than normal. Like maybe it's a Superman.
So I know Michaela, and she wouldn't do that. So, it's not her,
I don't know.
obviously.
When I see Michaela, her tits aren't out, so it's a real Clark Kent situation. So anyway, her question is: she talked to somebody who works for Splendor in the Grass, and
But I mentioned to my friend, I said, there's this band that I heard called Secret Love. I think that they're in the lineup. Can you check? And he said that they were not in the lineup.
Okay, well,
so there's no Secret Love in the lineup for Splendor in the Grass. So a guy who would know, he's never heard of him.
Well, yeah, look, I can't speak to the details of any of that sort of stuff because
we're in no way involved. We don't actually work for them.
They might be on there. I'm not sure.
Could be. I mean, on the poster I saw they were, but of course I photoshopped that poster, so I don't know.
Yes, but the other thing as well, can you send me a picture of that contract that he dropped for you? Like, it's just a Word document. That should be one pager, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, just send me a photo of that so I can just make sure that that's all on the up and up, because I'm just trying to collate some information and see what's going on.
That's all right. So as I explained to at the police station with the contract, I read through and everything, but that was after I was meant to play, to get some video footage of me playing beer pong, discarding wine, even though I said that I didn't drink wine and everything like that.
Yeah.
He said it was a part of it, and then it was just something I had to do. And there's a part in the contract that I don't remember ticking at all, and I'm pretty thorough with my paperwork. I'm a big paperwork person. I've studied business my whole life, and
she studied paperwork
one part
her
of it
whole life.
One of her biggest studies in school was paperwork. Me too. I mean, I feel like maybe now, not nowadays. Maybe kids don't use paper so much, but I feel like a lot of work was paperwork when I was a kid. So I get it. Yeah. I know what she's saying. But no, she's
practically
saying,
all contracts.
Listen, again, she doesn't normally drink. They made her drink wine. She's not used to drinking, so obviously she's going to be, a lightweight. And she doesn't remember ticking one of these boxes. She keeps up with this sort of thing, and one of the boxes after she got drunk was ticked.
To live in the house full time.
And it was the live in the house full time one. Because of course she didn't fucking take that. Who would choose that one? Of all those options. You also have the option of just going there twice a week and not living there like a weirdo. Where then you have to walk around naked for some reason.
And do video footage for the show or whatever. Like nude.
So she also says she didn't tick that one. She's saying both of those. She did not check those off.
I don't get up, yeah.
Okay.
So that's worrying as well.
Yeah, look, for sure. I mean, look, leave it with me. Send through what you have there, and we'll review it, and I'll be in touch with you. Okay?
All right, thank you very much for that. I really do appreciate it. I think I feel a little bit
again, heroes.
Calmer about it.
Take a bow, Scott.
Someone like that seems real.
Yeah, no problem, Kel. Look, if anything else comes up, just get in contact with me. But yeah, look, I know people in Brisbane. If you feel trapped or if there's anything that you're not sure of or anything like that,
you can come live with me.
I'll put you in touch with people. You're safe and you've got somewhere to stay and everything like that. You're secure in that way.
Yes, I'm fine. Yeah, it was more of the pressure of like I went there the other night, and next thing you know, I'm living there. I had no clue what happens. Apparently, I was just living there permanently now, and can't have any visitors over, and I can't go out. Yeah.
All right. Well, you have a good night, Michaela, and try to stay safe. All right.
All right. Thank you very much.
No problem. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Wow. Truly heroic stuff. Amazing. And very revealing. Oh, you can. Yeah, we should probably adjust everything back now. Amazing stuff.
Testing.
Yep, you've been exactly as loud as you've always been the entire time. So,
well,
I've literally have it almost down to 0 on the volume right now. You sound exactly the same. It's like I can just hear you from Australia. That's how loud you are. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now joined by a very special guest. His name is Brad. He's a listener of the show. Brad, who involved hello, Brad, who involved himself in all of this stuff. Brad, you sort of hit on Michaela.
Yeah, and I'd like to clarify that I wasn't infatuated at all. I was just doing it as a joke. No.
I'm sorry, man. I don't listen. That's not what the logs show.
Yeah, so after the show, I went to the hangout, or the fan page, and I started saying that I liked her, all this stuff, and she
basically simping.
You were simping.
Yeah, but for the joke.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No, in fairness, he was, as sort of going along with the prank, he decided that he would choose one of the girls to simp for. It just happened to be Michaela.
Yeah, basically hit the wrong one.
No, you went with the right one.
Oh, you went with the right one. You sure did. Because, again, Scott and I think Michaela was David Otto's favorite. And
yeah, that's obvious.
And David caught you trying to mac on his girl. You actually said you were going to fly out to meet her. You posted pictures of your plane tickets, right?
Now, to clarify, I posted a plane ticket, and it was a fake screenshot from just a Google itinerary.
That was a real ticket.
It looked real to me. I don't know. It's still real to me, damn it.
She offered to drive me around, all this stuff. It wasn't me asking her.
Now, was that actually her, or was that David Otto?
That was her.
Posing
that was her on Facebook.
Okay, I don't know. Because here's your flight itinerary.
Yeah, I just copied him, or I put that thing over the text where it would show that it's just from Google.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So
That's not even a ticket. That's just a screenshot of an itinerary on Google.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, okay, so you tell her you're going to fly out. She says she'll drive you around. You've made a love connection, apparently. The real Michaela wants you, Brad, because you're such a handsome boy.
Well, that's true.
What happens next?
So we're texting back and forth, and she's telling me that she's got a bad feeling about him, and she's not sure about staying in the band.
So this is pre when Scott and I interviewed her. This happened before that.
Yeah, and so I asked you guys, what should I do? Should I try to get her to stay in the band, or should I? I was actually kind of worried at this point as well. So you guys said just encourage her to stay. So,
no, that's not what we said. Hang on. That is not what we said.
I don't remember that.
No.
Sound like what a hero would have done.
Does not sound like what we said. What we said was get info from her.
Okay, well, she was telling me that David Otto actually shares this house with like an Indian family.
That's true. That's true.
An Asian guy and like a security guard and like another family.
An Indian chief, a police officer, a construction worker. Yeah.
Right. But
it's fun to stay with the OTTO.
And she was saying that actually some of the girls do live there, but she had only been there like once or twice.
It was probably just Kitty, though. She
Right.
probably didn't know.
Right. Who has the flattest ass I've ever seen in my life.
Okay, calm down. We're feminists here. So
Okay, sorry.
Anyway, so you're macking on this bitch from all the way around the globe. David Otto catches a whiff. What happens?
So like a day or two after she added me, we FaceTimed, and like a day after that, I get a message from.
What did you talk about in the FaceTime, by the way?
Yeah.
I was just getting information. Basically the same thing that you did, only I was just acting like a fan and not somebody from the band.
Sure.
I swear.
That's what the FaceTime.
And you needed FaceTime for that?
Yeah,
I did it on the phone call.
Yeah, we just called her on her phone number, which was publicly available on her Facebook profile.
I'm in America. You know we don't call to Australia.
That's true. You know what? He got me.
You can do FaceTime audio. You can do FaceTime audio. You don't need to do FaceTime video.
That is also true. Scott,
she asked to FaceTime. I think she was trying to make sure that I wasn't some kind of scammer too.
Okay, point back in Brad's favor. That was a good tit for tat repartee. What happens with David Otto?
So I get a message from a local number here in my area code saying it's just the message. It's David Otto.
Hang on. Let me grab a pen. What area code is that, by the way?
210.
Okay, well, don't. I was kidding.
You're so bad.
This is why this happens.
I'm just trying to. It's all everywhere anyway.
Well, all right. So David Otto messages you because you're macking on his best girl.
Yeah.
All right. What does he say?
Well, he kind of first he said it's David Otto, and I said who's that, and then he said it's Kelly Love. So then he started trying to act like it was Kelly Love the whole time, and so he starts saying this weird sexual stuff.
Wait, you sexted with David Otto?
What?
You sexted with David Otto?
No. He said when you gonna put your pecker into my little ass?
Are those the actual words he used?
Yeah. But hang on a second. But how did you get to that point?
Yeah.
He said, it's David Otto. I said, who? He said, it's Kelly Love. I said, what's up? He said,
oh, yeah. Michaela went by Kelly Love in the group, just to be clear.
So I said, oh, what's up? He said, when you going to put your pecker into my little ass? It was literally his third message.
That rules.
Wow, he doesn't wait, man.
That rules. That's great. I love that. Okay, so yeah, and what did you answer, by the way? Was it minutes, seconds?
It was a minute later. I said, I told you already. When I come to Splendor.
You told.
Now I never discussed that with Michaela at all.
Okay.
I never discussed anything sexual with Michaela.
I don't know. What about your little pecker?
We're gonna call Michaela in a second and double check with her.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead.
You're not lying to us, are you?
Yeah,
I'm not lying.
This is a polygraph. You're on a polygraph right now.
I mean, I'm
fine.
If
my little pecker stands up, it means you're lying.
So then he says something weird. He says, "Bring me some chlamydia, baby."
Okay.
And I said, "Wait, that's not something a girl would say." And then he just said, "It was a joke. I can't wait to see you."
Good save. Good save.
That's a good joke.
That's a good joke. I'll
so
tell
I
that
said,
one.
"Oh, okay. Now I'm convinced again. Can't wait to see you too."
Okay. So you knew
So
it was
it goes
him.
on. It goes on and on, and then I think it's Scott messing with me. I think it's you messing
Brad
with me.
messaged me multiple times asking, "Is Scott messing with me? Are you messing with me?" And
I would never say Pekka. I would never say Pekka.
let me tell you, 100%, it was not us. We were baffled by this. Okay, completely baffled by this.
So it goes on, and I start talking shit about the band, and because I think it's Scott or I think it's somebody, I don't know who it is.
Yeah.
And I said, "Yeah, his music pretty awful, and that hairline. Why doesn't he just wear a wig?" And he says, "Then why are you going to Australia to see us? David will be in the orgy. I want you to lick his receding hairline. Looks like you're in the process of getting one too, so I'll kick that." And so at this point, I'm
do you have
receding
a
hairline?
receding
No, I
hairline,
haven't yet.
Brad? I mean, is it receding? Is he right or?
It's not what it once was, but it's all right.
Wow. Yikes. Okay, go ahead.
So anyways, that goes on, and I kind of still don't believe it because it's getting weird. He's asking me to suck his dick. At this point, I
So we were
verified,
right.
this
He's
is David
gay.
Otto.
We were right then. We told him get gay with the group, and he did it. Okay.
And then he says, I'm like, "Oh, that sounds a little gay," and he's like, "Well, you can fuck my ass, whichever you prefer." It's like, that's even gayer, man. I'm not gonna do that.
Hi, we're the news. Okay, go on. So
And,
let's get to the escalation.
So then a current affair episode is tonight on a current affair. David Otto, a gay man. He wants to be fucked in the ass.
His little asshole filled with a pecker tonight at 9.
So I'm at work, and then he says, "Hey, bored since quarantine, want to go out to eat?" And I said, "Yeah, sure. What are you craving?" Just going along with a joke. I thought it was a stupid joke. Then he says, "This restaurant that's really close to my house, And so I'm like, at this point, he knows where I live somehow.
All right.
I don't know.
Scott, you thinking what I'm thinking?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, Brad.
Wait, what are you thinking?
Well, we'll tell you. I want to hear the story. Let's hear the story, and then we'll talk about it.
So
he's trying to make it sound like I know where you live. He's doing one of those, a classic.
I give him a fake address that's way down the street, because he's asking to come over, and I give him a fake address way down the street, and the next day he's like calling the leasing office, seeing if I live there at this place, and he's texting me back that he called. The lady said I don't live there, and I'm calling him a retard, saying, "Yeah, of course I didn't give you my address, you idiot." And so then he finds my Instagram account, and I had a picture of my kitchen on there, and so he reversed.
What's that sink like? Then
It's deep.
You got a
It's
deep
a
sink.
deep.
Yeah.
Is it a wide sink?
Yes, it's got a double. It's two sides.
You got a double-sided sink. Okay, this is all right. That's a worthwhile sink.
That's a kitchen. That's a real kitchen.
That's a real guy's kitchen. Now you got the thing where you can spray.
No,
you don't have a hose.
No, I don't have a hose.
Ooh,
I do have a
don't
filter
know.
on my sink though. That gives me clean water.
No, sorry. That anybody can just put that. That's aftermarket.
Damn it.
Do you have an incinerator?
Do what?
Do you have an incinerator?
One that
a garbage
dispenses water?
A garbage.
Oh yeah. I have that.
All right, I'm gonna give you half credit on this. I'm sorry, not having the hose is bizarre. I mean, even the cheapest sinks have that.
I would post a picture of it, but I'm scared to get doxxed.
I need you to dox. Guys, join our Discord, podawful.com/Discord. Brad's going to dox his sink tonight. We're all going to go in there and make fun of his sink.
So anyways, he reverse image searches my kitchen.
Right.
And he finds the floor plan picture from my apartment complex.
Of course. As you do.
And he knows where I live now. And then he's basically calling all the businesses around where I live until he finds a place where they'll say, "Oh, he's not here yet," or "He's not here right now." And he did. He found where I work, and my supervisor said he's
that
not
is
here right now.
dedication. That is like extreme.
This is over weeks. He's doing this for a long time, constantly texting me, constantly calling me for a week.
Did you just try blocking?
Yeah. What did you ever try blocking him? That's what the cops would say.
Not really, because I didn't know he was going to take it this far.
So what did you do? I mean, how did you handle it?
So he called my work twice, and he started messaging my entire family, everybody who was friends with me on Instagram, or when he did a public data search, anybody who was like even involved with me in any way. He started messaging them on Instagram, a picture of me with this other lady.
Uh-oh, what's going on there? You're living a double life, a secret double life?
With a lady, just a lady friend.
Okay. Do you have a wife?
No, I have 2 ex-wives.
Killing it, man. All right, cool.
So he messages my ex-wife a picture of me and this lady friend, telling her that I bought her and she's a prostitute and she's a transsexual and all this.
Boat is a transvestite. Did you hear about that?
Yeah, I heard about that.
He's
actually,
trans.
yeah.
Okay.
All true.
When all these people, when your work said, "Hey, somebody just called about you," did they say that it was an Australian guy? Like that would have been a fairly defining factor.
No, the operator picked it up, and they sent it over to my office, and my supervisor answered the phone. The operator said it was a man, and my supervisor said it was a lady, like a white lady, asking for me.
Okay, now, when your ex-wife received your gay transvestite prostitute's photos, she was 100% cool about it?
No, she was very angry. She was very concerned with her safety and the safety of my children and all of these things. And
were your kids almost taken from you forever?
No, I explained everything, but I still wanted to make sure that she was okay with it. So I called the police and I got a case number and all this stuff to make sure that everything was documented. That I'm not a psycho.
Yeah.
Did your ex-wife see the episode?
I sent it to her. I don't know if she watched it.
She did. I checked the logs. She did.
I hope she did, because then it kind of clears things up.
Okay, so you do all of this, then what? I mean, is that it's over?
No, I told him, hey, don't talk to me anymore. Don't text me anymore. I'm going to call the police, and we're going to have to get the police involved. He continually talked to me over and over and over. I didn't call the police anymore because there's nothing that they can do. So,
of course, because you didn't block him.
So then I did block him. But the last thing he texted me was the wrong address of my dad's house and the wrong phone number too. So then I blocked that, and then about 2 weeks ago, I came home from work. I parked my truck. And
wait, didn't you change your phone number?
Yeah, I did. I changed my phone number after that. Yeah, because he could just, if I blocked that phone number, he could just change it and continue. He was texting me from all sorts of numbers.
He was able to switch his number around, go to a different number, and hit you up again.
Change it to my old phone numbers and text me from my old phone numbers saying, "Hey, it's Brad."
That sounds like he could have gotten into your voicemail too.
Like, when did I send this to myself?
Yeah. So okay, so you change your phone number to get away from him. You block him to get away from him. You come home one day and
I go inside. I park my truck. I go inside and I forget I left something in my truck. About an hour after I park, I walk out to my truck and there's 5 wet tampons splattered on my windshield.
Are they bloody or are they just wet?
They're just wet with water. Okay. There's 5 of them, which is important that there's 5.
I didn't know that they were wet with water. Did you smell them?
Nope. I smeared them off with the windshield wiper and let the wind blow them off.
Could have been pee.
It could have been. I didn't touch them.
They could have pee-peed on them. Those are probably pee-pee bombs.
Well, I had nothing to. I didn't touch them. I didn't come in contact with the tampons. Only my truck did.
Okay. So, I mean, hang on, though. You don't think that's David Otto? I mean, he didn't travel here from Australia to do that.
No. No. And a lot of people say that I'm being gang stalked or whatever, like I'm a paranoid guy, but it happened. Something else happened to my vehicle, too.
Oh, wait. What else happened? What else happened?
So, like, probably 5 days ago, I'm going out to my garage. I have a garage gym. It's across the parking lot, though. It's a detached garage, so I go over there to work out. And on the way back, I'm walking by my truck, and the picture that he had sent to all the people saying it was a transsexual prostitute was duct taped to the side of my truck. And so...
Okay, that's cool.
So now I'm realizing, the tampons were also part of that too. Because at first I thought, it's just a scorned, lover from a long ago that I didn't call back or whatever, and she's angry with me or something.
From long ago,
or maybe not so long. I don't know. I'm just saying that it was. I thought it didn't have anything to do with David Otto.
Okay,
But then after the second time, I'm like, and it's the same picture. I'm like, this has to be this guy.
Okay. So is that the last thing that happened?
Yeah, that's the last thing that happened.
And that was how recently?
That was like 3, 4, 5 days ago, something like that. So I'm constantly now up and down, looking out the window.
I mean, your life was turned upside down by David Otto. I think that's fair to say. I mean, changing your number, all that stuff. Your family, I mean, you came to me. You were like, my family's being affected. I can't keep being a part of this. This is horrifying. Are you sure it's not Scott?
Yeah. Well, Scott, I don't know. Scott's not to be trusted. I don't know.
Well, listen, you're right. Don't trust Scott.
And duct tape him. I haven't even seen the picture of your tranny ex. I don't even know what picture this would have. Have you got a picture of her?
I tried looking for it actually today, but I can't find it.
All right, listen. Brad, let me tell you something. You're right. Don't trust Scott. He is a sex creep. But Scott did not do this to you. Okay? But
I wish I did. It'd be hilarious.
But I think Scott and I know who did. And it was not David Otto.
What? Who did it?
I don't even know how to tell you this, man. Because when Scott and I heard this, we both flipped. Like, I yelled at the person.
Because this is not something that I would do.
I wouldn't either. The fact that you had to change your phone number is so crazy to me. The fact that your family was all involved, like, it's nuts, okay?
And they didn't stop after you changed your number.
I want you to understand this is not a Pod Awful sanctioned prank, okay? I had no idea, but I've been told, Scott has been told, we have reason to believe.
Once this came to light to somebody, they came to us with the information. Because even they were.
Somebody in Discord said it very casually, too. Like, it was like everyone knew. And then everyone's like, what the?
Who is it?
Now, let me say this. This person is claiming that they were only somewhat involved and that all the rest of it must have been actually David Otto. That might be true. I have no way of proving or disproving that, but
it doesn't live too far from Brad either.
Well, there's two things, Brad. Number one, the methodology of some of what you said is straight out of this guy's playbook. And number two, this guy, he don't live that far from you. Okay? And it is...
It's appalling.
Oh my God.
It's appalling. It is Pod Awful's Paul.
How the fuck? He lives like 4 hours away from me.
Well, listen. Now, we have several theories on this. Okay? And again, he's claiming he only texted you 3 times. Is that what he said, Scott?
Yeah, I believe so. But he was also very upset when some of the services that we all use to fuck with people has gone down.
So what made me realize it must have been him is you said, I'm getting it. He all of a sudden has my number and other people's numbers. And like the same week that you said that, Paul came into a chat that doesn't exist and said, "What happened to Fire RTC phone? Oh, it's not. Is it working for you guys? It's not working for us. For me." And it's like he was very upset that it was not working. Like he had been working on a project. You know, that's the way it came across. I can't tell you more than someone in Discord claims that Paul told them all about this, owned up to all of it. Then Paul told us that that was not the case. If he did do it, I disavow.
No. I think that's different. One night, me and Scott and Paul and a bunch of people were in a call, and I told Paul my phone number. But this is way after the David Otto stuff, I think.
I mean, he's been doing it this whole time.
There's another theory, and bear with me here. You've been going through a little bit of a,
Well, I believe
girlfriend.
both of these theories. Just to be clear, I don't think this is a separate theory.
I don't think it's the same person. You said that they're messaging you from different numbers.
Yeah. Well, that's Paul.
It's possible, right? But there is the thing saying, "Hey, would you like to go out for?" Okay, let's say, for example, somebody has your number saved in a phone.
I'm sorry, Scott. Let me interrupt you for just a second. People are confused. Like, who is Paul? They keep asking. Paul's a long-time listener of the show. You'll hear him sometimes on our Friday shows, interrupting constantly during the hangout. He's been instrumental in some monumental pranks on the show, including that time we busted Sheffield the pedophile. He was heavily involved in that. But he's almost James level. We call him sort of new James, where his brain don't fully work right sometimes. He's just a listener of the show, though. I mean, he's not, he's just a listener. That's it. But Paul, he's not owning up.
It might be Paul. It might be multiple people. But there is another theory. Okay?
I think it started off as David Otto, became Paul, and then when it came to your real life with this truck stuff, Scott.
You recently went through a breakup, right?
A few, yeah.
A few breakups.
A few simultaneous breakups, as a matter of fact.
Okay, when you go through a couple of breakups, and it wasn't a sort of mutual breakup. There was some people's feelings that got hurt. You kicked people out. You made somebody an outside person.
Did you make somebody an outside person?
No. That's not true. She had another home. She basically immigrated into my home, and then I
immigrated.
I made her go out. What's it called when they make Mexicans go? I deported her out to her last home.
You deported a Mexican from your house,
and then built a wall. Yeah, beautiful. All right. Now, is it possible that this ex-lover of yours is not throwing tampons over your car?
I mean, let's think about what women do. They like to use tampons. They like to destroy a man's car as revenge.
Contact other exes.
They like to contact other exes and family members. They like to duct tape photos of women that they think of as being the other woman to things.
Okay, well, let me clarify this. I think that it was her. I think it was the woman that I deported. I think that it was her that threw the tampons at my truck, that taped the picture onto my car. But she didn't have any way of getting that picture without it.
How do you know it wasn't sent to her by David Otto?
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay,
that's what I'm thinking.
My theory is all three of these are true.
David Otto is working with your ex.
Yeah, basically.
Wow.
And I don't know why me. I don't know why.
What do you mean, why? Oh, why me? I kicked a woman out while having multiple girlfriends.
No,
why
I don't know why David Otto is doing this to me.
Because you stole his girl.
Barely.
You managed to get Michaela to leave that bad situation.
Yeah.
As much as Scott and I are the true heroes, you kind of did start off that avalanche.
All right, I'll take it. I'll be a hero.
You're not. I said Scott and I are the true heroes. You just happened to you wormed
you magooed your way into
you peckered your way into the tight asshole of this situation. That's it.
On accident.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
You
Which is making you not a hero. Yeah. Brad, but I mean, listen, for the audience, Brad has been terrified for weeks. He talks about this constantly in Discord. He sends me messages. He sends Scott messages about this.
I got a gun.
You bought a gun. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Brad, we're not gonna top that. I mean, Brad, I'm sorry it happened, man, but there you go.
Hey, what's your new number, by the way, man?
Yeah, what is your new phone number for everybody? Okay, and there he's gone. Okay, well, there you go. What a show. I mean, we're not going to top that. We've got some more stuff here, but here's what I'm thinking. We've got stuff on David's house. We've got a potential, we might be hearing from the people at A Current Affair at some point. I hope to hear from them. I think there's a lot more to cover here. We might find out more about David Otto's involvement with Brad, so we'll save it for a future episode. The stuff we've got left over here. We'll do it. Maybe this Wednesday. I don't know. We'll see.
Hey, look, just to be clear, if David does watch this, which he might, it's an episode about him. He might watch it.
He could.
Get in touch with us. I'm at Wells Fargo AU on Twitter. Hit me up on Twitter. I'll make time for you. We'll have a phone call or
that AU, of course, is short for AU Gold, aka Autism. So, yeah, hit up Scott. And again, Scott is the mastermind behind all this. He pulls the strings. I just have a platform. That's all. I had nothing to do with this. Legally speaking, it was really more Scott. Although I am the over here, camera guy. I am the face of all of this. So if the news wants to do anything about this, don't bother with that guy. He's really, do you see what I'm doing here? Do you see any Scott involvement in all of this? Come on, leave him alone.
Where's your racing wheel?
Again,
where's your racing
wheel? That's a good point. Legally speaking, Scott is to blame. And then as far as getting information, putting people out there, it's more of a me scenario, clearly. Look at me. I'm crazy looking. Obviously, you want to put this on TV. Okay, well, Scott, thank you so much for all your heroics and, of course, your legal responsibility in all of this.
Anytime, Jesse.
I do appreciate it. And now that Brad's gone, should we just say it was really you were the one who did all that stuff? Or?
Yeah, I traveled to San Antonio and put tampons all over his truck.
It was Scott. I saw him do it. Okay, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope to see you on Wednesday in the Pizza Fund. Podawful.pizza is the link for that. Podawful.pizza. You either die a hero or you live long enough to become Australian. One step too far has been saying over and over and over again for me to notice in the chat room. So there you go, buddy. I read it. And until next time, have an awful day.
Head over to podawful.com/iTunes and subscribe to us on iTunes. We're live every Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern at podawful.tv. Love the show? Keep it going by donating to the Pizza Fund. podawful.com/support. And anything else you need is at podawful.com.
All right, Scott, I think that's a wrap. We tricked them. And, I told Paul to do all that stuff to Brad, and hopefully the news now thinks that we... oh, my God. Wait a second.
Still on?
Are we still on?
Fuck them.
Oh, we are still on. Yeah, well...
fuck Brad.
Yeah, fuck Brad. I'm going to put my fucking pecker in his little tight asshole.
Yeah, he's a fucking faggot.
Well,